hopefully by now we've all relatively recovered from the bombardment of the week of footy that we just had. It was obviously a tough one for us Richmond fans. It was a bad loss against the Dogs, one that we should have definitely won. Injuries to come from it to key players and negativity in the media surrounding not only us as a club but our new recruits and where we're headed this year and writing us off, etc., etc. So firstly, I want to say thank you very much for the feedback and the comments and the messages and everything I got from the last video I did in regards to sort of where the club goes through from now. I was trying to be very optimistic, and at the time might not have necessarily 100% believed everything I was saying, but in reflection and looking back and the more days that go on, I'm definitely on board with all that sort of stuff, and I don't think it's as doom and gloom as everyone says it is or says it might be. So I think we've got some great up-and-coming talent, but obviously now we're talking about the Sydney Swans game. It's a big clash, to say the least, and I said this about the Dogs, but I'm going to say it again now. We need to win this. It's as simple as that. There's no other alternatives for us. We need to win this game. We need to keep in touch with the rest of the competition. Obviously, our injuries are going to set us back and they're going to hurt us at various stages, but if we can pinch these sorts of wins, they're going to keep us in touch for when we do get the cavalry back, and then it gives us a red-hot crack to really push for the 8. So this is a massive game. I can't, I've said it 6 times probably in this video already, and I'll probably say it another 6. That's how much it means to us. The Swans have a couple of injuries themselves. Both McCartan boys aren't going to play, which obviously helps our forward line, but it would have been perfect for Tom Lynch, who's obviously going to miss about 8 weeks, I reckon. I'm not 100%, but going to miss a bit of footy Lynchy with his foot. So the big question in this game is who replaces Lynch and who replaces Nank. I think the Graham problem isn't as big of a problem as the other two. Jack Graham, not that he can be easily replaced, but I feel like we have depth in that area of the ground, whereas you talk about Lynch and Nank, and that's where we sort of struggle a bit. So here are my thoughts on that quickly. I think Jack Rewalt obviously comes straight back into the side from being managed. Whatever you think about that is what you think about that. But Jack Rewalt comes back into the side. I think Ben Miller comes into the side, and I think Ben Miller and Samson Ryan do a bit of a tag team role. One will ruck, one plays forward, and then they'll swap. And I think that'll be the role that those two play throughout the game and throughout the following weeks. Because I've seen Miller on the ruck before. He holds his own. He can hold his own up forward as well. He can find the goals too. I know he played more as a backman, but we did see him roll forward a few times, and he did a decent job. So I think that will be what we will do to replace those two guys. Not that you can necessarily replace them, but those are my thoughts on those two. And then for Graham, I mean, like I said, it's not as big of a problem for us, I don't think, but I presume someone like Koch will come in. He'll start in the 22. He won't be the sub. And then you've obviously got blokes like Jack Ross, Thompson Dow that can come in as well. Jacob Bauer is a bit of an outlier that could potentially find his way into the side too. I know they've been trialling him off the half back line in the VFL, but he came in as a forward. He came to the club as a forward, and who knows, he could play a role for us. He could debut and play a good role. He'd be unexpected, to say the least. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting watch. I think where we're going to win and lose this game, it's tough to say. It is really tough to say. The Swans are missing, like I said, the McCartan boys. I believe Buddy is missing as well, which would be massive. It's one less key forward we have to worry about. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please, but I think Buddy is missing from this game, so it helps a lot. But I think our midfielders, the focus is going to be on them heavily because we got smashed in the midfield against the Dog. The clearance numbers were not good enough. It's simply put, they were not good enough. We've brought in 2 extra midfielders to help us in that area, and I think they've had a great year and they've got a good start to the season, but what we dished up as a team against the Bulldogs in midfield was not good enough, and if we do that again, the same result's going to happen, if not worse. So I think our midfield really needs to lift this week, and I can't see any reason why not. You've got blokes that can roll through there quickly off the top of my head. Taranto, Hopper, Martin can go through there, Shea Bolton can go through there, Cotcham will go through there. Who else could potentially, if you know, you've obviously got your Jack Rosses and your Thompson Dowers that if they play, they'll potentially go through there. Baker can go through there if you need him to. We've got options, so I see no reason why we should be getting pumped around the footy again, especially after doing it last week. If we haven't learnt, then I don't know what to say. So those are pretty much my quick thoughts on the Sydney game. It's going to be interesting. Like, again, I'll say it for the 27th time now. It's a must-win. It's as simple as that. I think if we can utilise our forward line, and by saying that, I think we're going to be relying on our smalls a lot more than we have in the first 4 rounds. So quick ball movement, getting the ball in at all costs, playing like we used to play, I think is going to help us a lot, because especially if someone like Morris Rowley comes back into the side, for example. If you've got someone like him, you've got Cumberland, you've got these smaller forwards around them, I really think that quick ball movement and just giving the forwards an opportunity to bring the ball to ground. If they're not going to mark it, we want them to bring it to ground, and I think that's all we could expect of these guys. I want Jack to come in. Jack's going to prove a lot of people wrong also. People are saying he's done, he shouldn't have played another year, and he hasn't had the best start to the season. We've seen him, he's in the seasons the last couple of years, but I think he needs to have a good game. He needs to have a big game. It's as simple as that as well. I think he's got people to prove wrong, and Richmond fans to prove right. And, help his club get over the line and put ourselves in a position to keep contending. So, it's going to be a big game. No doubt about that. Friday, 8:10 p.m, Adelaide Oval, gather round, big occasion, Friday Night Lights. We love it. We love the big occasion. And we owe Sydney for what happened to us last year. We owe them big time. So, there should be enough motivation there to get our boys over the line, really. It's tough. I can't think about much else to say. I'll be blatantly honest, I recorded a whole about 12-minute video before this one, and I'm not sure what happened, but the video, whatever reason, recorded for about 2 minutes and stopped. So I'm redoing it, and I'm trying to rehash over everything I said in the last one, but it's not all coming to me. I'm being honest with you guys. I'm transparent. That's pretty much it. Quick plugs before I do wrap this video up. It's winter now. It's getting cold. We're feeling it at the football. Perfect for you guys to head across the Pressure Point. We've got our merch out now, winter range. We've got sweats and hoodies out now. So that's keeping me warm this winter. So head across there and grab one of those if you can, if you'd love to support the page as well. Head across to Pressure Point and check out the podcast over there. That's doing some good big things as well. And it is the father channel to Pressure Point's baby, to Tiger Den being the baby, if that makes sense. I didn't articulate that the way I wanted to, but I think you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. So head across there. And every Wednesday night at 7 p.m, completely separate to everything I've just mentioned, Forever Rivals. It's a Forever, so F-O-U-R, Forever Rivals. It's on the Jumper Punch channel, which it's a Carlton channel, yes, but every Wednesday at 7 p.m, there's myself, Mark, an Essendon supporter, Manny, a Collingwood supporter, and Rocco, the Carlton supporter. The big 4 clubs, we get on, we banter, talk a bit of shit, going back and forth, and it's good fun. And we talk about the games over the weekend. We pot each other's clubs, and we're trying to bring back that rivalry, the big 4 clubs that may have been lost a little bit over the years, with certain teams being towards the bottom, others being towards the top, etc., etc. So head across there on a Wednesday night. You can still watch it, go back now and have a watch. But if you want to join the live stream, get in the comments, back me up, back the Tigers up, because it's very one-sided towards Carlton at the moment. So I could love the support. We could really use it. A few of you already have jumped across. I noticed you in the comments the last couple of weeks, so thank you very much. But if you haven't seen it and you haven't heard about it, jump across and check that out there and back us all up. So that's pretty much it. I'm done plugging now until the Sydney game, or hopefully after the Sydney game, where we're coming away with a big, famous Richmond victory in primetime football, which we love to be. Hopefully I'm talking about a great Richmond win for the Swans review video. But until then, enjoy the week of football and go Tigers.